Considering the events of yesterday and considering what you and your wife have gone through 8 years now, what, if any, comment do you have in regards to the horrific shooting we witnessed yesterday, gun control, which I know your wife has been tweeting the last couple 24 hours or so? Just any comment in regards to that?
Well, so in the last decade, we've had 10 out of the 20 worst mass shootings in our country's history have been in the last 10 years. So, there's something going on there. And we know what works. We know what will make communities safer from gun violence. We can see it just by looking around looking around the 50 states. Places that have stronger laws have less gun violence, significantly less. So we know it works. Unfortunately, we have a political system with a lot of corporate money that prevents members of Congress from doing what I think they often think is right, but is not politically tenable for them to do. So unfortunately, we've got the horrific shooting that happened yesterday, completely unacceptable. And the saddest thing about it is there are some significant steps we could take without infringing on the Second Amendment rights of responsible people. I'm a gun owner. Gabby's a gun owner. I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment. But we can't be stupid about it. We allow felons, people who are dangerously mentally ill, dangerous people, suspected terrorists, we let them buy firearms with little to no restrictions. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But, in some states, you have to get a background check before buying any gun. Massachusetts is an example. You can't go to a gun show and buy a gun without getting a background check. By doing that, you prevent somebody who is a felon just out of the state prison from going to the gun show, buying the firearm. In Florida, that doesn't exist. There are loopholes, so you can buy a firearm without a background check in the state of Florida, or where I live in Arizona, or where I used to live in Texas, at a gun show or over the internet without getting a background check. Most people, 92% of Americans, in fact, believe that does not make sense to do that. So that's one example. Why do we allow a 19-year-old, as this example, to buy a semi-automatic assault rifle, an AR-15, when he can't even buy a handgun, or he can't drink alcohol? The semi-automatic assault rifle is arguably much more deadly than the handgun. So just logically, it doesn't make sense. But it's because of a powerful lobby that prevents us from doing these things.
Are you surprised that Sandy Hook wasn't more of a turning point?
Yeah, absolutely. You have 20 dead little kids in their classrooms. Should have gotten Congress to do what I think a lot of them think is the right thing, but politics got in the way.
And even something as simple just recently as banning bump stocks, for example, as was used in Vegas.
Yeah, it's something the administration say that they think they should work on. Members of Congress on both sides of the aisle said, at least on the surface, this doesn't seem like a good idea. But what has happened in what has it been, 4 or 5 months since October 1st? And little to no inaction. And Congress, it seems they just want to ignore the issue.
You do one more question?
One more. Also, I know that you've been asked about possibly getting into politics yourself with everything. Is that still, you said you don't know at this point? Is there any other?
I feel like I'm in politics, unfortunately. I would never say never, but I have no plans at this point.
Okay, we're going to break up now.
Thank you.
I'll take those.